Today, we're going to be checking out the new Nemesis Boost from Airis Effects. So the in-mix you just heard there was me plugging into the Nemesis Boost with my LTD MH1000 that has the McThompson signature Fishman Fluence pickups in that. And just to show off like how good this thing is at tightening up an amplifier and really making whatever you're plugging into it sound aggressive, because mixed pickups are already tight and aggressive, I decided to go to the second voicing, which is much more of like his ideal like passive kind of low output paffy kind of thing. A lot more low end to it, a lot less top end. Not very much output at all. So that made this a really cool pickup to show just how much output and aggression is in this thing. And then I plugged from the pedal into the front of my PV6505 1992 original. And then that all went into my Two Notes Captor X with the DV77 and VM1265 speaker IR blend. And I'm of course going to use that whole thing, that whole setup for the out of mix as well. But before we get there, let's actually talk about the pedal a little bit. Although feature-wise, it's not a whole lot to say. It's one control, just more volume, less and more. And it has plenty of volume on tap, not so much that you're gonna, blow out the front end of your amplifier, but definitely a good amount of output, more output than I think anybody would reasonably need for the use that this is intended for. Now, as the name and of course the look implies, this is related to the Nemesis preamp that Airis Effects put out a number of years ago. For those of you not familiar, really cool preamp pedal. It was kind of like modern modded 6505-ish, super tight and just aggressive, just awesome metal tone out of the box. And Richard from Airis Effects has been working on this the past few years to kind of distill the aggressiveness, the tightness, the overall kind of character of the amp and like what made it special in his mind into a boost, like an overdrive / mid boost kind of thing, so that you could smack the front end of an amplifier and get those characteristics that you got with the preamp into your own amplifier. And speaking as somebody that has owned the Nemesis preamp, I think he did that. This thing is really aggressive and just exactly what you would want out of an overdrive or boost, but without all the fuss of, okay, where do I put the tone knob? Do I want any gain or anything on that? It's just the volume, just less or more for how it's going to hit the front end of your amplifier. So nice and simple, and I think that's great. This thing can also be run from 9 to 18 volts, so if you want more headroom on it, you can run it at 18 volts if you want I just had it running at 9. So that's all of the many, many features of the pedal. Let's actually hear this thing outside of a mix. Like I said, all that same setup that I went over right after the in mix. Let's check it out. This thing definitely loves my PV. It just makes this thing into a tight, aggressive cutting monster. Just immediately, just click it on, just immediate modern metal, tight, aggressive, mid-cutting sound. Just everything you want out of a good overdrive. All the adjectives from modern overdrives and boutique overdrives, this thing will do for you in spades. It's great to see something with the Nemesis back, because that preamp was really good. I loved it when it came out. I demoed it years and years ago. I would love to, see that come back maybe one of these days as well, but you can maybe leave a comment down below if you think that'd be cool or not. But even if it never comes back, we have this, which is a super affordable. It's about $70 US, and it's like 73, I think, after you do the conversion from whatever Canadian dollars, like Canadian pesos or whatever. I know they're loonies, which is an even funnier name for currency. But you have this now, so you can impart that character onto your amp, as well as just have a really sick boost that just works, and it's just the one knob for you. I think that's really cool. It's always good to have more affordable, really good metal gear out there that's simple too. Keep it simple, stupid, the KISS method. So I'm stoked that Richard sent this over for me to check out. I'd love to know your thoughts down below if you owned maybe the original Nemesis preamp or still do and want to check this guy out. Again, it's under $100, so definitely worth checking out. I'm going to have a link down below if you want to check this out or anything else from Airis Effects, but thanks for watching. Stay metal.